Okay, brake, 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 brake. Consider the hazard warning lights. Press that button there. Off the brake, not too slow. Keep up with the flow. Hold back, because it's safer, I think, if we let this van go. Just don't accelerate yet. Okay, now we'll go. We know they've probably all seen us now. What we got here, what might we need to do? Are you checking? So no lane change is needed. And 3 lanes over there, and it's going to become 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can you see that truck that's still in this lane?
Yeah.
So just looking really far ahead sometimes, but don't forget to zoom back in. Update with your mirrors. Think about what all the cars around you could do. So this Volkswagen here might move to the left. That Babcock van on the right could move to lane 2. So you're in lane 1, for example. Keep looking at your speed limit. 50 at that stretch. And then it changes back to...
national.
Yeah. So checking your mirrors, because in a moment we're going to be catching up with the lorry, aren't we? So keep it up to date with lane 2. Signal, keep your eyes forward or else it'll be in the hard shoulder. Signal, mirror, sideways glance. Keep your eye on that van though as you come. Start to come. Keep your eye on that van though. Ease off, cancel signal. Just stay here for a moment so that we're not in the middle. You see here we've got an escape route. There, if we get in the middle of the lorry and the van, we haven't.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about things. Give them time to see you. Remember that people aren't checking the mirrors every single second. Good job with your speed as well. That's really helping us here. Getting up to speed back there when it was time. So, I think the gap's big enough for us to move into the left here. Awesome. Right, catching up with the white van, what should we be thinking early on? Yep. Can we? Yeah. Cool. Very good. Now, if we get to 70, we'll probably be overtaking this one, so we'll use lane 3. Yep, go. And then let's get it more towards 70, and we might end up using lane 4. And then all we do, once we've overtook, same again, we'll move back to lane 3. If that's, then we'll move to lane 2, and then if we can move back to lane 1, we'll do that, and that's the way it flows. So how does it feel? Just check your mirror now that you've had to ease off.
Yeah. It's not too different.
No.
Just have to be like mindful of both
That's it.
sides.
The sideways glance is absolutely crucial,
Yeah.
because it's more probable that 2 cars will be trying to enter the same lane at the same time. And that's not to say that it's not usually important, but you could argue you might use it less on an A road for different things. Now we're just in that one's blind spot, just ease off and let it pass. Now we could see us in its door mirror, okay?
Yeah.
Remember, it hasn't got a side glass, so it can't look over its shoulder or anything and see you. Not that you would really advise that at this speed. Doing a good job with your speed, and we're justifying staying in this lane, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we talked about that on last lesson. When to move, how to move. Yeah, you're reading that, just cover your horn or be ready to sort of ease off, press the horn, because if you alert them, you could realise that he's straying lanes, you know.
Yeah.
Not an aggressive beep, but if you can't move, that's your only option really, because he'll hear you before he sees you, and then that'll alert him to make him look for you.
Yeah.
Can you see that this road is going to split? So if we wanted to go for the A610,
Yeah.
we'd need to be in either lane, well, left-hand lane.
Yeah.
And you see on the overhead here, he's giving you those again. So based on where you're going, that's junction 26. You see the little black number in the top left corner.
Yeah.
Now then, could we move and should we move to the lane 2, do you think?
Yeah.
All right then. Right. Now that we've landed in lane 2, should we be considering moving to lane 1?
Yeah.
Or is it worth it?
Oh, no.
coming back to lane 3 now, before we get stuck behind the Golf. Keep an eye on your speed as well, just make sure it's not going over 70. I believe we'll start to come downhill again now, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Let's see, so what do you think about the lanes here? Should we be in the left maybe? Yeah, I think so, because we've got quite a long bit there between us and the transit van. Keep your eyes forward, cancel the signal. Now you can justify being in this lane if you get to 70 because you'll overtake these. Another reason not to ever be looking over the shoulder, you'd miss stuff like that.
Yeah.
Quick glance, that's the one. Now the question is, are we going to overtake the silver or are we going to move into the left? Are you doing 70, which will give you the best representation of if you should or not? There we are, and are we gaining?
Yeah.
Are we also gaining on the Golf? Black one in front of us in lane 3. I think so, slightly, slowly. It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Gap's getting smaller in between us. So let's start preparing for lane 4, keep it at 70. Keep it 70. Well done, try and hold that now. Have we used cruise control before? No. Probably not a good time to be going over it with you. But I will go over it with you. It can be quite a useful tool on these roads. You can use it on driving tests as well. If anybody needs clarification of that, check out the DT1, which is guidance notes for driving test examiners. Available for download PDF on the gov.uk website. Right, so you keep up to date with lane 3 because you're in lane 4, aren't you? What should we be doing now? That's it. And what are you looking for in this mirror now with that black Golf? Because I know it's behind us.
To see if it's behind.
Yeah, keep centre of your lane. Is it behind you?
Yeah.
Yep. Signal before you start straight in. So just be really definite with your road position. Make sure you're not kind of starting to veer before you signal and let people know. So what we've got coming up and what should we be thinking before we run out of time?
Just switch.
That's it. This one here in the green's watching their fuel consumption, I reckon. Got to make it to the next fuel station. Not sure what it is actually. Good planning. What are you thinking about then?
Moving.
Yeah. I think we hurt his feel. I think we hurt his pride a bit when we overtook him. It's quite a nice little Golf, that one. So yeah, he's making sure it don't happen again. Look, he's just holding it at 73 now, so we can't. So what's your next thing going to be? Yeah. Be thinking it as you pass the lorry.
Yeah.
Signal then. Right, when you signal, check your mirrors as you do it. Cancel it now because I think there's no point. There's going to be the slip road there, look, kind of gathering up, and actually the lane 3 is sticking further back than lane 2, so if you keep in lane 2 you'll end up undertaking, won't you, and then having nowhere to go. End up looking a bit red faced, you know, as a result. Yeah, let's keep the accelerator. The Golf behind will take that opportunity, keep it at 70. Cancel. Just let them go. You ease off. that'll let them get in front quicker. And then you bookmark the place behind this golf then. Different golf to the one we was talking about earlier. So, check your door mirror, sideways glance, change lanes. Cancel signal, let them go. Stay off the gas or else we'll get too close to the black car in front. Have a double take in this mirror. Remember, if they're in this mirror and it isn't getting bigger at a rapid rate, they are well and truly behind you. The door mirror makes things appear further away than what they actually are, but I do think sometimes when you get the signal on, you need to then start checking the mirrors with intention to change lanes. Don't signal, then look forward, and still look forward, and then it needs to be quite, because you can always recheck in the mirrors if you need to. It isn't like you can only do 1, 2, 3 and that's it.
Yeah.
So we've got to think about what this white van might do. Don't wait for it or keep a gap, but be aware that it could swerve across, you know, because of the slow moving vehicle in front of it. Brake more and try and brake so that we're not sat in its blind spot. So there, we're not in its blind spot anymore. Hold back, because it's safer, I think, if we let this van go. Just don't accelerate yet. Okay, now we'll go. We know they've probably all seen us now. Because when people ease off, what are they looking to do? They're looking to get round and past, and that'll prompt them to check their mirrors, remember?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they definitely have done, but it's more probable. So a lot of it is thinking about the actions of others and thinking about mistakes that they could make. And being one step ahead, really. So we're going to come off the A38. So if you can get into lane 2, and you're sideways, that's it. And then as soon as your head looks back forwards, steer. So that was less of a gap in between, but we want it to be a bit more fluent, and I think that's what we'll work on for the duration of this. What we got here, what might we need to do? Are you checking? Do we need to? Looking at the slip road?
No.
Is it a slip road? There's 2 in there, look, one's a slip road and the other one's a lane. Is there anything coming up going to cut us up last second? Right, so where can we go? Nowhere. So this is what I mean. If ever I've said the term boxed in, this is what I mean. You're boxed in, aren't you? You can't.
Yeah.
And so this is what I would say a bad planning would lead you to. Now I know we got in the left because of who's going to come off, but after that, though, we should have been thinking about, right, before these lorries catch up, I need to get out, get my foot down, and just negotiate that, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of lorries, aren't there? So I'd be looking out for the next gap. And for me, it would be before that white 4x4, but after this tanker. So I would get my signal on, yeah, sideways glance, speed up. Right, good, so we made it to lane 2. The next thing is getting past the tanker, because we're doing 55, we can do 70. Don't speed up too much, so we'll end up getting boxing after brake. Now we're going to get boxed because of the van on the lane 3. The one's behind him. Keep looking forwards mainly. Remember, the mirror check's running quick, short, sharp glances with the eyes. More so with the eyes, not the head. I'm not saying that you were. Just check, just reinforcing it really. So when are you going to pop your signal on? What are you going to go after? Short, sharp glances. Keep an eye on your positioning. Remember, forwards. Keep looking forwards. That's it. Another glance, sideways glance. Check when you're actually just before you actually go. You know, because we're saying there's a bit of a lag and a delay with when you actually do it. At that point, when you're still moving across, that could be doing that.
Yeah.
That moving across that white van. So make sure when you've checked the actual, not as you're going, because that means you're not looking where you're steering. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't let there be a time delay between. What's your next plan? All right. That's good. Well done. Check your speed up. into lane 3 because we're doing 72, and in order to overtake these, we're definitely going to have to do brake the speed limit even more. So left signal on, so people know what we want to do, what we're thinking about. Sideways glance, then back forwards. Okay. So you've got to be much quicker there and thinking about moving back. You know, as you're passing the last vehicle and there's a big gap in front,
Yeah.
you need to be thinking about signalling as you're passing it, so you can let all these guys know, so you're going to get impatient and start getting really close behind you.
Yeah.
Now you signal, that don't mean you've got to rush and change, but at least they know that you're thinking about it and they don't have to like sort of, you know, do them bullying tactics where they get close and potentially put you off and stuff. So why haven't you gone to lane 2? It's not a trick question, I'm genuinely just interested. And it doesn't, I'm not saying it because I want you to move either.
Yeah. Just because, like, they were there, and this one, like, there's more space in front.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I was thinking. There's a slow mover there that's limited to 60.
Yeah.
Van. And yeah, well, like what you said, more space in front. The van's going to move out. There's no point in moving to the left, because the very second you'd have landed and cancelled the signal, it'd probably been about time to do the same again. So I'd be signalling there to move back to the left as you pass the last vehicle. So remember, 1, 2, sideways, back forward, and away becomes steer. Don't delay the steering, because that will make the sideways glance out of date. You will merge. You see the blue sign there?
Yeah.
Check just before you merge again, and focus now, speeding up with gears, block changing 3 to 5. What do you need to be doing now to tell people? Looking forwards. Well done, yeah, easy enough, great stuff, Lauren. And the last thing we're going to, well done, fantastic, great job, great stuff, well done. Speeding up then now they've let you. Did you see them flash?
Yeah.
I like it that you give it an extra second as well, make sure it's for you. Could be flashing somebody else in front of the other side, couldn't they? Probably the other lane. Do you want to try and do this a little bit more independently then, this stretch on the way back?
Yeah.
It'd be good just to see where you're at based on the drive here and the A roads that we've been doing the last couple of lessons. And if you feel that you're missing something, or if you're unsure, be focused on your lane position as well. That left tyre just on top of the white line there. And again, it is, if you see that car centre of the lane in front and you aren't in line with where that driver sat on the right seat, your lane position is going to be wrong. If they're centre,
Yeah.
do you see what I mean? If they're more to the right, then this side of your car needs to be slightly more to the left of theirs. So that, I sometimes use the car in front as a guide, but I need first to establish, is that correct, or is that slightly right or slightly left? Okay then, Lauren, so I'll leave it with you for the drive back, but I am watching and alert, and I'm going to help you if you need, alright? Just want to see where you're at. Following signs for Derby, so you know, but we've already established 29 miles, which is quite far, so. About lane 2.
Yeah.
All these lots should be in lane 2. Shall we be the new standard bearer? Should we show them what they should be doing? Now okay, brake. Consider the hazard warning lights. Press that button there. Off the brake, not too slow. Keep up with the flow. From 5 to 4. 6 to 4, sorry. Good. And now cancel the hazards. Check your middle mirror and your right mirror. Check your left mirror too, because if they ain't braked in time, somebody's going to come round there. So somebody's had a blowout or some sort of something wrong with the van, which halted all the traffic. Dangerous stuff, isn't it? Got to be super alert there and expect the mistakes of others. So think about that. We're not just looking to make progress, we're looking to keep proper procedures in place, you know, with this driving.
Yeah.
So if it's left-hand lane we need, or if it's coming across this way rather than outwards, and that's the way we've got to do it. And again, like, so you'll have loads of people doing the wrong thing, so we've got to be careful not to do the wrong thing also and undertake them in the inner lanes rather than the outer lanes.
Yeah.
Look out for brake lights, I would say. If somebody's braking, really ask yourself why and look for reasons. That lane change, then did you update when you landed in your lane? You really need to be, because it's going to help you to know, did I get that right? Has that driver got the hump with me? Have I done that wrong? Have I not sped up enough? Where is that car? So keep updating, or else you could get caught out on roads like this if you've not got knowledge of all around you at all times, particularly after you've just manoeuvred. Shut up, Matt. Better concentrate. Don't worry though, if we can't get across, we can take the next exit, it's really not a problem.
Would it be this?
Yeah, speed up first, don't veer left,
Okay.
because you're almost slowing the van down, and now change lanes as you're driving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you hadn't took so long, we're not going to come off, you could have still took that. Because there's always, you know, on motorways, there's always a second chance on a slip road. Still from left-hand lane, of course. It doesn't matter though. But I think you could have changed lanes a bit earlier there.
Yeah.
Some of the lane changes you did there were super. But I think the last one, there was probably less danger, less happening. You could have just got it across. No worries though, we'll come off at the next exit, okay?